XRP has been going absolutely amazing, and even though I've been absent for the past few hours, the strategy which I outlined in the previous video has been working tremendously well. For example, in the last video I said, man, if you really want to get in on easy mode, sell in like the 150s range, buy in the 140s range. What happened? We went there once, went back to 150, went back again, went back to 150, or at least 149 as of this point. Sometimes trading crypto really doesn't have to be that hard. And if we take a look at some of the other coins right now, I told you guys, man, in bull markets, just buy the freaking dip whenever you are in areas of a lot of volatility. Here, take a look at Dogecoin's price, right? We see that throughout this 41 cent area, there's been a lot of back and forward. What is easy to do? Well, if you see the price go back towards that area, you buy the freaking dip. Many people keep asking me, Dusty, but how do you know it's going to turn around from here? You don't. You're never sure. But crypto bull markets are to buy the freaking dip. Let me explain to you all one very important thing. But actually, before I do, if you've not done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this video. I've been sharing my trades, I've been sharing my updates, I've been sharing my thoughts every single day here for the past, 7.5 years? Every single person who's been with me since the start must be up a ton. Congratulations to every single one of you who did that. And everybody who joined along the way, I love you. Just know that. And I want the best for you. Right now, if you're wondering where we're trading on, the platform is bloofin. A link is down below. And also, right now, you get yourself a couple of cool things. There's a competition going on where the more you trade, the more you get. For example, a couple of our team members might be getting some Teslas. Again, multiple, just depends on how much you trade, but there's definitely cool prices. Most people, I think like at least 10 or so, are already getting themselves an Apple Watch, which is pretty nice. It will be sent to you after December 7th. Then again, I'm not sure exactly if it just means it's one person who's going to get an Apple Watch or everybody who trades above this number. But if it's not enough, I'll make sure they double the prices at least. It says each user can only get the reward once. But I think everybody just gets one. And we're also doing pretty good in the bigger competition. That is in total right now, $350,000 that we can win in total. We're right now in 36th place. Not bad. As I was explaining, the general crypto market looks like this. Bitcoin first, then big altcoins. This Ethereum has changed. It's now big altcoins, which is basically phase 3. Then phase 4 is Altseason, and that is spread up again into medium, small, and micro altcoins. And one of my friends had a really nice post about this. It basically says the following, right? So it used to always be Bitcoin to large caps to medium caps to a crazy altcoin season. And now it seems more like it's Bitcoin to Solana to some Doge, some large beams, and a meme coin season, which we are kind of seeing right now, and then right back into Bitcoin. Because recently here, Bitcoin has been extremely popular as the run obviously went from like 80 something thousand to 99. And I told you guys before that many people will be putting their money back into Bitcoin to basically enjoy the run towards 100. And now that 90 something was reached, people go back into alts. And that's what we've seen over the past like 2 days, that people are going crazy for these altcoins again, as Bitcoin is losing dominance, is less interesting, as less people right now want Bitcoin to go further. Most people are like, you know what, $100,000 per Bitcoin is enough. As long as it doesn't fall like crazy, people are already made enough money on Bitcoin. They want to go for more money, which is found in altcoins. Right now, most of the coins that are going crazy are already the huge ones. There's memes going off, sure. But it's now a lot less still, or not that much, that I'm hearing all these very, very micro coins going off everywhere. It's mostly memes, if we're talking about the small segment, right? Then again, every crypto run is slightly different than the last one. And there is definitely something to be said about the idea that this time around, it's plausible, the smaller coins are not actually going to pull the craziest of numbers. It's just going to be Bitcoin first. Then a lot of our coins right here, the ones that people have got a lot of confidence in because they've been around for many, many years. And then basically at the same time, because we've had this now for multiple times and people understand the cycle, they're already skipping the small to medium coin part and they're just going for extremely small cryptos in the form of all these meme coins. And for that reason, I'm making another tutorial for how to exactly buy all these ones, before they go absolutely crazy, where to find them and how to go about it. Because I think a lot of people are going to be interested over time, as we recently saw with the whole TikTok wave, where people on TikTok went crazy for this chill guy coin, for example. And I don't think that's over. But as of this point, I just want to quickly say, boys, just take a look at that right here. $1.50 right back down. I'm not saying it is going to go back down. I'm just saying probability wise, because we know the general market structure. And we know that this basically plays out over a 4-year period. If you want to be slightly more specific, I can be. We all know that generally speaking, it is 1 year of down, 3 years of up. 1 year of down and we go down 85%, 3 years of up. 1 year of down, 3 years of up. This up phase started November of 2022. So we are expecting basically our crazy gain phase to continue on to, I'm going to say, around November or so of 2025. Slight deviances are in the form that the highest point is usually hit about, I'm going to say 500 days after the halving. Here it was about 560 days or so, no, 530 let's say. And 500 days after the halving, in this case, would be right around perhaps more the September mark. So maybe a month earlier. It just kind of depends a little bit. But that's basically what we've expected for the last few years already. We've been saying this for literal years. Even if you look back 1 year ago at our videos, we've been saying the exact same thing when Bitcoin was below $30,000. We've been saying this when Bitcoin was at $20,000. And even back in all the way towards the 10, okay, maybe not 10, but let's just say $18,000 per Bitcoin range, we've been saying this is most likely where the curve starts coming along again, because again, just looking at it, it always works in almost the exact same way. We expect some bumps along the journey, but the general direction is upwards. And so if that's the case, the reason why these trades work so well is because I've got the confidence that if I buy in right now and I try to buy back in cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, because again, the strategy, it cannot work if you only buy in once, right? Because you might have a pullback and maybe the pullback goes as far as $1.07. But every single time that Bitcoin shows strength, I get more confident that buying the dips from altcoins is so profitable. And again, the later you start with my strategy, which again, I will never recommend to you. It's always your own choice, but hopefully it makes sense and you can find something that works for you. But I've said this weeks ago, and if you listened, you would have at least had a 10x on your money. Why am I saying that? Well, because on Cardano, I said, guys, I made a video. You can go to my channel right now, see a video from 7 days ago. I made a video saying, hey, I'm buying Cardano and XRP right now. Cardano at the time was 68 cents. We opened a leverage trade. I put $85 in that video live, and the price actually went down after, so you could have bought even cheaper. Right now, the $85 has turned into $1,300 because, again, about $1,240 worth of profit. So generally, you could have had a 14.6x on your money within 1 week. And people will always say, yeah, but you couldn't have had any excuse because I showed you what I was doing live in the video, and the price after I made that video went down. It's only you on your own being not confident enough to take it, but that's fine. Then again, that was 1 week ago. Right now, every single day you wait, things get riskier as prices go higher. I stated before, I can now take out 10 times my initials, right? And then I can start trading again with $80. If I lose it a few times, it's no problem because now I've made 10 times my initials this week. I've got some leeway. So if it turns out that I was wrong to buy XRP right now at $1.50, I can buy my way down lower. Or I lose that one trade, bam. But then I've got the opportunity to try again at $1.40 at the most important support. If it doesn't work, starts falling again, bam. Let's say I quit the trade at some loss. I try again, for example, if we go all the way back down to $1.06 or at $1.14, you know, these, let's say $1.17, these interesting barriers where the price moved a lot in the past. Because now I've won so much on the leg upwards that I have some room to keep trying again. And people don't understand this. They keep saying, Dusty, but isn't that risky? Yes, there's always going to be risk. But if you want to make crazy amounts of money, you're going to have to be open to it. But I've told you many times, the most amount of money I've ever made is, like, if we're talking about periods of time, not one-time things, is because I bought the dip in bull markets. It's the easiest money you'll make. The only counter side is you will lose at some point. Sounds scary, but it's true. We all know the cycle, right? We all know exactly that at some point it's going to end. If you keep this strategy up for too long because you think it will keep working, you're going to lose. Now, if you started early enough, which now luckily we did, it's going to be fine because the amount you'll lose is not that crazy. It only gets scary if you keep upping your game instead of, lowering it down in a few months. What happened to me was, let's just say 2017 November, things start popping off like crazy, right? You start upping your size every single week because you're making so much money. At first, you're buying in with 0.01 Bitcoin. Eventually, you're buying in with 4 Bitcoin, which at the time was only $8,000, for example, right? So now, every single time you keep buying in with more and more and more, at the time you usually bought coins with Bitcoin also. Nowadays, you're always buying with USDT, almost. Anyway, at the start, your profits were also tiny. Now, every single time you buy a dip, or you buy the dip of the dip, keeps going down lower, you keep buying more with the DCA strategy. Every single time it goes up, you're making so exponentially much more money. So you keep adding because you're also making way more. But as time progresses and you keep getting more and making more, you also keep trying to invest more and more and more. So at the start, you invested, like I said, 0.001. Eventually, you're putting in 25 Bitcoin on a trade here and there. Maybe you're 40 Bitcoin deep in another. Nowadays, it's going to be lower numbers. It's about back then, right? Because money was easier. Bitcoin was easier back then. And if then the season ends because a couple of months have now passed, you've built up your bankroll to the top, but you're also still buying dips and dips and dips. That's again at the end of the season, which we expect to be between July and, like I said, December or so of next year. To kind of prevent that, we have a strategy which is from 2025 onwards, start thinking more about selling rather than buying, because right now it's only about buying, in my opinion. If you have these positions open, yes, you can sell them whenever you're comfortable. If we're talking about spot bags, my altcoins that I've got for the long run, I'm not really thinking about selling them until we're in 2025, because I know if I sell them now, I might regret it. Whereas if I wait a little bit, I probably will not. But the reason I'm saying that is because if you don't have a cash out strategy, you will probably get lost in the sauce, hold on for too long, and eventually ride your wave back down. But I'll be making more videos about how to cash out, which is why I keep saying, make sure you put that notification bell on so you're always notified whenever I talk about something. Because very soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, I'll post a little tutorial on exactly how I'm going to start cashing out and what I think is best. Based on my experience, I make videos 7, maybe almost 8 years in a row, every single day. I've been in this crypto space for more hours than most people. I've traded with more money than most people. I won't say I'm the best. There's always people better, and I don't mind that. But hopefully I can at least help 1 or 2 people, even though I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a person sharing his strategies that, as of this point, have worked pretty good. But again, at the end of the day, it's not financial advice. These are just my thoughts that I'm sharing with you. If they make sense, maybe build your own strategy based on something that I've said or that inspired you. Never, of course, look at it from one angle. Always think about it yourself. Always nuance it a little bit. Maybe what I've just told you doesn't make sense. Skip it. Don't go for it. It's at the end of the day, your money, your mental health, your decisions, your risk, and I can't be there for you. People say copy trading, copy trading. Man, every single trade on here I've posted in a live stream, or I told you that I was posting them. You don't need to copy trade. If you said, yeah, but I can't, it's your own mental keeping you back, which is obviously the hardest part of trading. The reason copy trading sometimes doesn't work though is because now you're responsible for other people's money. You might start acting differently, or maybe you're going to manipulate the market if it's a smaller coin you wanted to buy because there's not enough liquidity for you to easily sell, or just a lot of bad things can happen if you're sharing like I'm doing here. That I'm opening a trade though. I'm just doing exactly what I think is best. People can then decide if they think the strategy is good or not and follow. But if they're just blindly copying me, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, which is why I prefer, as I've heard from my friends here, just not do that. But again, every single trade you're seeing right now has been put out there. Just for fun here, I've opened this stream account. If you guys remember, we opened this trade how long ago? With $2,000 we put in. Right now it's in almost $40,000 worth of profit a few months back. Maybe if I was letting people copy trade, I would have closed this a long time ago because I think, they've doubled the money, it's good. But now I don't really care about this money. I'm going to let it ride, baby, till it's at least $100,000. Right now we're $40,000 in. And again, like I said, maybe if people were following me too much, I would have done it differently, but never let other people influence your trading strategy. You only know what's best for you. If you want to trade on bloofin, link is in the description down below. And yeah, that's about it. I'm so freaking bullish right now, though. I'm buying the dips at dips. At some point, it won't work. But as of this point, it's been working flawlessly. But let me know if you disagree down below.